You know, tried to do a live stream about this situation the other day, and it seems like my internet was good, but tell you what I'm gonna do. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I don't want that happening no goddamn more. I'm gonna have to buy a new cord. I think the cord's going bad. I think my Ethernet cable cord is going bad. So we're just going to disconnect that and see what the fuck happens. Let's see what the fuck happens. I think that's going bad. I believe that's going bad. So we're gonna take that out. Right now. Right now. We're gonna take that out. Okay. Now let us try this again. I had it wired directly, guys, to the internet, and then it says no internet. Don't know what the fuck's going on, but here I am back again. Apologize about the live stream. Didn't have a clue that I was having an issue. Right now it's saying everything's running at 100%. It was saying that when I did the live stream the other day. I am using StreamYard and I'm using Google. It says put it in incognito mode to see if it'll fix the issue. I'm in incognito mode, but I think my Ethernet cable is going bad because I had it hooked up to the actual router itself, and as well as having the Wi-Fi on and that hooked up, trying to make sure I get adequate internet. So I think it finally said, fuck you, bye-bye. But anyway, that's besides the point. I said in my comment section, only live stream, I was going to do a follow-up to that live stream because it didn't come out good. But people still watch it. They still like it. So I'm going to do just a recording. And then I'm probably going to do another live stream this week because I'm pretty sure some more shit's going to come out. Seems like shit's constantly coming out about this topic. And I'm going to react to it in live in real time when it happens. So I want to touch on a few people videos that I did in my live stream, but now that a couple of days went by, Scott Herman dropped a new video yesterday, and I watched it. But today I'm going to rewatch some of it and give you my honest opinion because there's a lot of speculation going around that this was all a host, and that, you know, it's a bunch of bullshit, that Jeff knew he was in on all this shenanigans. And once again, guys, I don't believe that. Jeff Nippard has nothing to gain from fucking up his reputation. So without further ado, let me hop into the corner here. And hopefully this doesn't fuck up this time. We're going to play Scott Herman, and we're going to listen.
There's been quite a few developments over the last 24 hours, guys. If I'm being honest with you, I'm just really sick and tired of Jeff trying to weasel his way out of every situation that he gets himself in, that he's always the victim. This man is always playing the victim when it comes to these types of situations.
Now, I got to stop it right there. Now, I'm not going to make this video too damn long. I'm going to stop it right there. It sounds to me that Scott Herman doesn't like Jeff Nippard that much. And for you guys that don't know, Scott Herman was like the original OG when it came to fitness on the internet. And I think over the last few years, he hasn't been that popular. He doesn't need money. It ain't like he's hurting for nothing in life. Scott made plenty on YouTube, and he has his own app and on programs to sell and shit like that. So the guy isn't really concerned about making bank like that, right? However, his prestige on the internet isn't what it used to be. And in my humble opinion, I'm going to show that again here in a second because it didn't come out that good on the live stream. Jeff Nippard is like taking that upper echelon when it comes to fitness. Matter of fact, he done succeeded, in my opinion, Jeff Cavalier's impact on fitness. It's just that Jeff has many more subs, 7 million more subs than Jeff Nippard. Jeff Nippard playing the victim role, I don't see him playing the victim role. Now that Mike Van, whatever the fuck, Pep shit, whatever the fuck that dude was that pushed him down, the guy that used to be Drake's bodyguard, it doesn't matter how big you is, because I know where he's going with this too. John's supposed to drop a video about it that it's based on what Scott's gonna say in a second. Mike Van Wyck, not Mike Van Wyck, my bad guys. Mike Van Wyck, right, pushing Jeff Nippard, in my humble opinion, was him trying to bully someone smaller than him because he didn't like the fact that Jeff uses signs and people listen to him versus Mike Van Wyck, whatever, right? So it's one of those things where Jeff had it coming, and I'm waiting to react to that because apparently John got more footage that we didn't see. But all in all, the man picked on a guy that was like 2 feet shorter than him and like 200 pounds lighter than him. That's like me pushing a fucking 10-year-old. Like, let's see Mike Van Wyck push somebody his own fucking size. Let's see how good he handles that. But it just seems to me that Scott Herman has a hate boner for Jeff.
But first things first, before I dive into this whole story, a lot of you guys commented on my last video.
Man, Brad Doucette don't have a motherfucking brain injury, and if he does, it's not as severe as he make it because obviously he's on YouTube every day. He know how to upload shit and record videos and send to his editor and get names and repeat names, and he be at the Olympia and shit. He flies to places and talk about bodybuilding shows all the time. He has no problem remembering those guys' names or talking to Sam Sulik and bringing up old shit without his editor being there to edit out shit. Greg Doucette doesn't have a traumatic brain injury or claim he has PTSD from it. That's just a ruse for us, in my opinion, not to get so mad at him when he tends to talk about people because he act like he doesn't remember what he says. That's a bunch of bullshit. That's a bunch of bullshit, and you fell for it because, trust me, he didn't forget your fucking name. He didn't forget your fucking name. He just didn't want to acknowledge the fact that he came on your video, wrote that comment that sold us up. As a matter of fact, he brought you into the bullshit. If you think about it, he came on your video and commented on your fucking video. He didn't go on Jeff's video and comment nothing because why? Jeff didn't fucking say that outright that Hussein is a fake natty, but he came on your video. A guy with 2,830,000 subs, if my mind serves me correctly, came on your video and left that comment. So he somewhat suckered you in as well, Scott. He didn't forget your fucking name. He just didn't want to give you no clap. I promise you, don't forget Jeff Nippard's name. Come on, man. Stop. Don't believe everything that motherfucker tell you.
Fun at him, and it wasn't nice because he actually had a brain injury. In fact, Greg himself reached out to me and told me, he said, I don't pretend. I was literally in a severe car accident and suffered brain damage. I've spoken about it, have PTSD from it. I was a passenger. Driver flipped over guardrail 20 feet down below the highway. I can hardly repeat a sentence from memory. And I responded to Greg. I said, I didn't know that.
He can barely repeat a sentence from memory, but yet he repeats the same thing every fucking goddamn day, literally, religiously. Then he can bring up videos that he has made going back over the same shit that he talked about. That's, once again, the evidence is right in your face, Scott. It's right in your face. Greg lied to you too. He didn't like the fact that you was getting in shit.
Sorry to hear about the horrible accident.
Anyway, let's get to this shit.
Nippard's apology. What?
Now, so this is where Scott Herman believes that Jeff Nippard is in on some shit. He's basically going to go off of a post that Jeff made about acknowledging that he was defending a fake natty. And that the post date on Jeff's Instagram or TikTok, where the fuck he posted that, Twitter, whatever, is a day before Hussein dropped his video. And Scott's argument is Jeff knew about it. And since he knew about it and he went ahead and released his apology, lets him believe that Jeff is in on it. All right? Who's to say the same motherfucker that was supposedly informing Greg and Greg informing you or whoever the fuck you're going to explain in a second, didn't inform Jeff Nippard. If I'm willing to bet, if the person that probably talked to him, in my opinion, was Hussein. Hussein probably told him, hey, man, me and Greg gonna drop a video. I'm going to drop a video tomorrow pretty much saying that I'm a fake natty, in my opinion. Who said that he didn't tell him that? Just so he can release a apology to further him, get him out of the shenanigans that Hussein and Greg, to some extent, brought him into. Now, yes, did Jeff go in this knowing that he might get flamed? Absolutely. But it seems like you believe that he deserves all the hate that he's getting. And it make me feel like you're mad at the fact that you're not getting the same amount of attention on it that Jeff feels when it comes to views. That's just my opinion, Scott. Don't take it. If like I say, comparing channels, I did on my live stream, I'm probably gonna do it again on this one. Your views is not what they used to be. You haven't had a million plus video in years. Jeff getting million plus videos every time he uploads a fucking video. So your argument that he needed the extra money or he's in it for a little quick payoff, Jeff is doing exceptionally well. That argument holds no water. Why jeopardize everything that the man is making to get a quick lick? Your argument makes no sense. It just seems to me that it's out of jealousy and hatred towards the man, and that you're finally happy that he's getting his comeuppance. That's what I believe, because your views on the 3 golden rules and techniques and shit isn't doing as well as just F tier videos. My opinion. Just saying.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? And what I mean by that is, what came first? Jeff Nippard's apology 2 days ago, or the coming clean video from Hussein 1 day ago? Because if you go by this timeline, it looks like Jeff's apology came before the.
Now I'm gonna tell you something about YouTube. Once again, your argument holds no water. Let me tell you something about YouTube and the way they update their videos. Hussein's video might actually be 2 days old. It just YouTube don't update shit a whole full day after the 24-hour period. Let's say I upload my video here when I get done recording. It'd be like, it's 3:47 Eastern time. I get done recording and go through and do everything. It might get uploaded tonight at 6 p.m. This time tomorrow, 6 p.m. tomorrow, it'll say 1 day, right? Let's say Wednesday roll around. 6 p.m. rolls around again on Wednesday. It might still say 1 day, but then when midnight comes around Wednesday night, it'll say 2 days. That's just the way YouTube is. It doesn't update every 24 hours on the dot to let you know your video is a day older than what it was. It goes through a whole cycle from midnight to midnight. So if you upload in that time frame, it ain't gonna matter until after a full day goes. Then midnight, it'll change to day 2, day 3, day 4. That's how that works. That's exactly how that works. So you going off of when Jeff uploaded his shit, you gotta look at the time that Jeff uploaded his shit, and then look at the time Hussein got the information when he uploaded his video exactly to the time that he uploaded his video. Not just going off of 1 day, 2 days. It doesn't work like that. YouTube is totally different. So that if that's your, I don't know, your flaming signal that Jeff knew about it, that's a very fragile fucking slope that you're on. I'm just saying. I mean, it doesn't, that there ain't a lot of evidence.
Hussein video, and he's basically saying that he thinks it's most likely a very stupid publicity stunt from Greg to keep people talking about this, right? So he's like backpedaling, trying to weasel his way out of this entire situation. It
is. Because that's all that Greg keeps talking about. It's exactly right. And Greg admitted it himself. See, say what you want to say about Jeff Nippard. Jeff Nippard isn't fucking stupid. He isn't fucking stupid. The man isn't fucking dumb. Say what you want to say. The man is fucking stupid. Greg harped on this shit every fucking chance he got. When Greg views start tinkering down, he'll bring up Hussein and Julian and Jeff Nippard. Just go back and look at Greg's video. I'm gonna go on Greg's channel in a second. Just go back and look at his videos. His views go down, he gotta bring up some drama, some old school drama. His views go down, he brings up the most talked about thing in fitness right now. That's what he does. Notice Greg ain't been talking about Brentley G, a guy that he actually is supposed to be a sponsor of. The guy's on a weight loss journey. I just checked out his page today. Have a heartbreak. So maybe his heart's bad. Who knows? I didn't really watch the video to see the title. But he makes a lot of shorts. And in it, he represents HLT subs. So why isn't Greg talking about something positive versus this drama? Because he knows that this is going to bring more views than actually talking about a guy that's actually trying to lose weight and do it the right way, that's having problems right now. But Greg's more focused about Hussein and Jeff. So yes, Jeff isn't stupid. He can look, he can pretty much see exactly what's going on, and then is saying in his post it's probably a publicity stunt. But he was willing to take the L. It isn't like he was like, hey man,
He started, mind you.
ease up off of it. No, he didn't start it. He didn't start it. See, that's where you're wrong at again. He didn't start none of this. None of this. Greg Doucette did. Greg Doucette made a video about Hussein, a natty or not. And then he went and met the guy and told him to his face he doesn't think he's natty, and then send the blood work. This isn't a Jeff Nippard star. That right there leads me to believe, OG, that you have a hate boner for Jeff because he's more popular than you. And he's younger than me. And you're like 40, 41. I'll be 39 this year. The guy's in his late 20s, early 30s. Making bank. But say what you want. His videos is very educational. I try some of his techniques. I try some of your techniques when I'm training. Both of y'all have pretty good different techniques and cues. Matter of fact, all personal trainers take advice from those that actually know what the fuck they're talking about and put it in a repertoire and try to tweak it and do shit to make it better so they can then tell their clients how to do shit. That's how this world works, right? So it just makes me believe that you have this deep-seated hatred for Jeff Nippard. Once again, it's because Jeff has a lot of views. I'm going to show that here in a second. Why your analogy about it, your analysis about this doesn't hold water.
With the first video that he did, and we're going to talk about that in a second, okay? But because of this open line of communication that I do have with Greg and a few other people, I got a text message sent to me that I was given permission to show by Greg, by a mutual friend, and this is what Greg had to say about the apology that Jeff wrote. And remember, Jeff wrote this apology because Greg posted this comment on my video a couple days.
That has nothing to do with you posting that comment. Why Jeff wrote the apology. I'm willing to go to hell and back for that. Once again, I think Jeff was informed by Hussein and Greg themselves, and then decided to make the apology. Or maybe, just maybe, somebody showed him this right here. But I don't think Jeff Nippard came on your channel, because if so, why didn't he leave a comment on your channel? So I don't think that. I don't think that he made an apology based on that. I believe he got wind of what was going on, just like you got sources. And I guess what you're about to show was forward from Greg Doucette to you by a source. I believe it was Greg talking directly to you based on some of the literature, how Greg normally writes his shit. And you're releasing it. It's kind of like how Greg always said he got receipts but never show them. So who said that this shit wasn't typed up by Greg and Greg sent it to you and acting like it's from a third party? That's what I'm getting at. Like I say, they're using you too. I wouldn't listen. Don't be no fool. You've been playing like a fool too. Because once again, he had to comment on your video at all. He don't comment on the Antibiotic Sticks video. He came on your channel because you have 2.8 million subs. He needed a ringer. Oh, and then the female that brought polymorphism, the antibiotic snitch, whatever the fuck her name is, that brought up the polymorphism. I watch it on Antibiotic Sticks channel, right? She claims that she didn't know. And I'm inclined to believe her. I'm inclined to believe her. I think she was played too, just like they playing you. I think they used her. She came up with this polymorphism shit, and Greg never ran with it. And then she's getting flamed for some shit that she didn't know she was a part of. So once again, don't get too high on your high horse, Scott, because you'll come tumbling down too, trying to flame Jeff Nippard. Because believe it or not, Jeff is going to always have more supporters than you and Greg. I guarantee you the amount of people unsubbing from Greg's channel and Hussein's channel is way more than people that's unsubbing from Jeff's channel. Period.
Days ago that Hussein was actually going to come clean. And so Jeff wanted to try to get ahead of this whole situation. But before Jeff wrote his apology on his Instagram, this is what Greg said to my friend. He said, Jeff wrote me the...
So Greg sent this to your friend. So your friend screenshot it and sent it to you. That's why you blocked out that shit. Okay, I can feel you. Confidentiality, right? So Jeff wrote Greg in the morning of his post and asked me if it was true because he had put a reputation on the line, and if a son was lying, it was not natural that he had to redact his videos. So I told him, don't redact anything. And they're reposting a video tomorrow that 50% of the people. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be very honest with you. How do we know that you didn't use that fucking app to make up text messaging type shit? Because I see no timestamps, Scott. I see no timestamps. Understand, when you sent messages, right? Okay, there's always, I'm trying to find some that you, everything here is personal to me, personal information. But there's always a timestamp. There's always a timestamp. Even on our message, there's always a stamp. You got the stamps cut out, so we can't even see when the time it was put in. Normally, at the end of the conversations, like I'm looking at my shit, at the ends of conversations, there's a timestamp. Why didn't you put the date in here? Understand why I'm getting at? Why wasn't the date? Because anytime you start a thread, there's a date when the first conversation starts. Like for me and my wife, there's a day on here from Friday, 4 or 5 texts, and then this morning. Now after today, tomorrow those threads will go Friday, and then it'll show Monday. So we see nothing. So you can make text message. Kenny KO got busted doing that shit. Him and Philion. I'm just saying. Because why would Jeff need to apologize if he knew about this shit? That, once again, your argument makes no sense. If he knew about it, if Greg told Jeff, why would Jeff apologize? Now, in Greg's comment section, there's a guy that says something that makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna get to that in a second.
Morning of his post, the apology, and asked me if it was true because he had to put his reputation on the line, and if Hussein was not natural, that he had to redact his videos. So I told him, don't redact anything. And
once again, if Greg told Jeff that, then why would Jeff apologize? Now I can keep going on about this. And here's a problem with Jeff's apology. And I'm gonna watch a little bit of this, and then I want you guys to go watch Scott's video, give him some views, and let you guys say in the comment section what you believe.
His whole apology is like, Jeff is still saying that he still believes that Hussein could be a 100% lifetime natural lifter, as well as Julian, right? Like he's saying he's sorry for what happened with Greg, but he still believes these guys could be 100%. And he says right here,
that's Scott, you've been accused of taking steroids. Your physique back in the day, and even now at your age, is still something very desirable to a lot of people. And a lot of people don't have the genetics to look like you. Nobody have the same genetics to look like anybody, right? So you built your physique off of hard work. Me and you both agreed that 5 years, if Hussein would, I keep calling Hussein, if Hussein would have trained for 5 years, dies on point consistently for 5 years, the physique that he has now, he probably would have attained because he put in the work, he built his muscle and his genetics. Julian, on the other hand, I'm not gonna say he couldn't, but to me, that dude is blasting his ass off. If it's any one of them that I know for a fact or believe for a fact is on the shit, it'd be Julian. You just look at him and, oh, ain't no fucking way, dude. Ain't no fucking way. And the way the guy trains in the gym lets me know that he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. But when you're taking testosterone, any type of little resistance can cause you to put on a lot of muscle. So to me personally, that isn't, Jeff is saying that, yeah, I believe you can attain those physiques naturally. Maybe not Julian's too much. But of course, he believes now that Greg outed Hussein, or Hussein outed himself, and they're trying to act like it's a ploy just to get people to watch. At least that's what Greg says. So you guys can go and watch this because he's going to claim it's annoying to him and this, that, and third. But to me, the reason why Scott argument don't hold any fucking ground is look at Jeff views. 1.4 million, 1.9 million, 1.4 million, 3.2 million, 5.1 million. And this is way before he even talked to Hussein. 2.7 million, 2.2, 3.1, 2.3, 4.2, 5.8, 3.1. Do I need to keep going? Jeff is making bank, and he has a book, and he has a fucking app to track your calories and a lot of other shit. And he got he was at 7,470,000. He done gained 10,000 subscribers since apologizing. Think about that. You go over here and you look at fucking Scott's channel, and once again, this isn't me hating on Scott Herman, because both of you guys has bigger channels than me by far. But I'm gonna say it again. This is the truth. This is really the truth. I think Scott is mad because of this. He has 34,000 views on this video, 49,000, 66,000, 89,000. Before all this happened, look at Scott's channel with 2 million subs, almost 10,000 views, 13,000, 25,000. Anytime you mention Jeff's name, 64,000. So all this pertains to Jeff. Look at those views. The golden rule thing he remastering, 8,000, 5,000, 6,000. You got 12,000 for a chest video. Do I need to keep going on? You're not getting the same amount of views as fucking, I will subscribe again. Why the fuck is my shit? That's right. I'm using incognito. Well, anyway. And look at your physique. I'm pretty sure you've been accused of being a fake natural. But you build your physique, and it's almost as similar as good as Hussein's. With proper lighting, at least back in the day. So I mean, come on, man. I'm just fucking saying. Let's go to Greg Doucette real quick. Greg Doucette is getting fucking flamed on these videos. Ever since he dropped this video, 159,000 people. Greg done went down. Look at these views. Look at these views. Look at these views. Ain't nobody watching. Greg, even with mentioning Jeff's name, Mike Israel can't save his ass no more. I mean, his views was already going down. But this video here, he claimed it's the most popular video that went viral, and it didn't. I want you guys to read the comment sections, right? I want you guys to pay close attention. We ain't gonna watch the video because I said enough in my live stream. I want you guys to look. They talk about everybody's stick. If you still think he's a fake now, you still believe it. Whatever makes you feel better about yourself, believe it. If you want to still go to the gym, work hard, I don't want you to quit just because the same forehead has better than you. I don't think you understand how bad of a statement that is in the context of an argument. This is dumber than buying Turk. This video was treated like he was going to rehab or something. Dude should be ashamed as much as Liver King and lose LOSC everything. Time to unfollow this clown. Let's go, guys. Hit 100,000 dislikes. A lot of people dislike this video. This piece of shit, Unc. If you go on and 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 on, Greg is getting flamed. He's getting tore up. A pathological liar after all. You prove it yourself at the end. Most disliked video, I think, ever in Greg's fucking channel history. And it goes on. But there was a guy on here, and you guys can go through and find it yourself. There was a guy in here that left a comment. And it really stuck out to me. And the comment says, Hussein was getting flamed, something like that. Matter of fact, I got it. I screenshot it. I'm going to tell you exactly what it says. I'm going to tell you the guy that said it. I screenshot it. Now that I think about it, I got it on screenshot. From Merch to Za Shiki. What the fuck is this? His fucking weird ass name right here. I screenshot it. You guys can probably see it. I'm going to read what it says. I'm going to let it focus. You guys can read that. It's backwards. Now I'm going to read what it says. It says, weren't you the one who introduced him as a lifetime natural with elite level genetics? This shows you were just using him for promotions. And once he was no longer useful, you exposed Hussein. And the emphasis of that is because Hussein Farhat was getting fucking flamed to death in the comment sections, right? That Greg felt like it was time for Hussein to come clean, but then told Hussein, hey, we're going to fucking troll people with this. We're not going to outright say that you wasn't natural. We're gonna lie and say you was on a 16-month or 16-week cycle, what the fuck it was. Right? And then you cycled off in XYZ. But instead of them trying to make it like a troll video, they got flamed because, in our opinion, that's Hussein coming out, you agreeing with him, and then Hussein got to come back and clean up his mess. Oh, and by the way, there was a guy, it was on Scott's video too, that pretty much went through on the Antibody Stick channel, my bad, the Antibody Stick channel in his last video, that pretty much went through and showed that Hussein kept reposting the same pictures every fucking, no, it's on Scott's channel, my bad, Scott's Herman channel, every fucking time with different time stamps and shit, but the same post, just different sizes, but the same post. I can't remember who it was. It's a popular fitness influencer. I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me in a little bit. But pretty much, it pretty much shows that ever since then, Hussein hasn't taken any new videos or pics. Now, he did when he went to see Jeff. He flexed, did all that fucking shit. But it didn't have the proper lighting like Hussein is accustomed to using. But the emphasis is he's not posting new physique updates. And they got a lot of people wondering. And then there's this picture that Hussein posted on his timeline that shows he got gyno, that's when estrogen gets converted right here in the breast. Too much testosterone converts to estrogen, gynecomastia. So your nipples get puffy. And that's just from estrogen deposit. And it gets this puffy deposit like a nipple, like a fucking nipple. So I believe Greg told Hussein it was time to come clean, right? And anyone sending Greg Doucette blood work is fucking retarded. And I'm not going to talk about Turk. I said that in my live stream. I think China get the same Turk because China and Uzbekistan, they're both in Asia. And Uzbekistan and China, they share trade. They're China and Uzbekistan is the highest amongst the trade allies in that continent, Asia. So I believe that the same turk that Greg is giving Uzbekistan, China buys from Uzbekistan, and then the people from America get their shit from China, which China got their turk from Uzbekistan, by the way. But let Greg tell it, and it's not the true turk because it didn't come right from Uzbekistan. So I'm not going to touch that with a long handle spoon. Now, finally, I want to talk to Revival Fitness real quick. And I don't even hate Revival Fitness, right? But I said this in my live stream, and for some reason, my internet disconnected. And this is what I'm talking about with anabolic stick, right? But anyway, I'm going to end it with this part. Revival Fitness was saying something, and it just didn't make sense to me. So in the live stream, you guys couldn't hear me. We're going to touch on that now. Let's go ahead and play this. I'm going to add it so you
for this. See. So there's two options here when it comes to Jeff. And a lot of people are still having a hard time accepting this because Jeff is still seen as the good guy. Even in spite of this, people still want to give him the benefit of the doubt. And he's obviously shown his true colors.
Take a breath. I said this in a live stream. Dude, you're bouncing around like you got a lot of emotion, a lot of drive. Maybe your testosterone is high as fuck right now. I'm not going to accuse you of being on roids. I just now started watching your channel. If you're on roids, that's your business. You know, and that's another thing. Vegan Gains is coming clean that he's on roids. I'm still in shock, but whatever. I think he's been on them, but he's finally coming clean with it. But at least he's coming clean with it. The same thing I said to Scott, I'm gonna say about you. It's like you got this hate boner for Jeff. Your demeanor gives that off. But anyway, back to your video real quick.
When it comes to this, two things. It's A or B. It's a binary. A, Jeff took money, whether it's directly from Greg and...
Why does Jeff need money? When Jeff has bukus of money. That doesn't make no sense to me. Why would Jeff take a bribe to ruin his whole reputation? By the way, like I just showed, he done gained subs, whereas Greg and Hussein done lost a lot of subs. He done gained subs. So the majority of people is going to believe my point of view. It just seems to me that you and Scott has a hate boner for Jeff Nippard.
Or Hassan or not. It could just be his own AdSense and the things that he promotes within his own videos. He makes a lot of money per video with the views that he gets. He either took the money and decided to run cover for these guys, because once again, if you believe that Jeff didn't know, that's option B. We'll talk about in a second.
And if you don't believe that he didn't know, you're a fool too, because Jeff even admit in his video that he did the blood work, that there is a chance that they are not natural or wasn't natural before they came to see him, that they was on the sauce. He said that. He said that. But obviously y'all got some hair between your fucking eardrums and where your fucking vestibular tube runs back to the back part of your brain that dissects what you heard. I'm just saying. That's what it sounds like to me. You know, hearing is one of your five senses. Your vestibular asset, right? So I'm just saying, man, people seem like they just muted that part out.
But you're completely delusional. Jeff obviously can look at these guys and tell that they're not natural. It's obvious. If you think he can't, you're saying that you think he's dumb. And he made the entire production the first time he got a shooting location. He hired a bunch of people to come in. He got the doctor to stand there.
I like how he did that cut. I seen how it clicked over. So you had to think about this part too, but you know.
A bunch of cameras, microphones. He made a whole little movie. Then his second video too was also relatively extensive with all the studies and the history he pulled up. And he puts a lot of...
Now, you just agree with me. He wanted to make sure that they wasn't on the sauce. So he brought in doctors to actually do some blood work. Doctors, not that Greg shit. Okay. And they all were well within, except for Julian, the threshold of natural, right? Even though you can take steroids and still be in that threshold, they blood work didn't too much say, hey, they're on something. Hence why Jeff said, there's a chance they might have been on something before and got off and their bodies done got back to normal. And yes, he didn't believe them, But he also had guys that looked like they were natural that were probably on some shit. So he wanted to test everybody. Yes, he was covering his bases, Revival Fitness. So that right there should let you know that Jeff isn't as dumb as everybody portrays him to be. Which goes back to Scott, where I believe Jeff did everything right. He's an entrepreneur. He went in this knowing that, yes, it's going to be exposure for the channel. Scott said it himself. I'm trying to get some views to push my channel in the algorithm. Jeff he's not that desperate for views. So why would a man nuke his channel like that? Jeff, he did shit with Larry Wheels. He done had what's that guy fucking Sam Sulik? He done went with Sam Sulik fucking workout videos. Jesse James West. What's that? Will Tennyson. He done collab with some huge YouTubers and just bring exposure to the channel. RIP to the Mountain Dog bodybuilder. I can't name his first name right now, but fuck, you guys know what fuck I'm talking about. Mountain Dog. I'm skin candy, Mountain Dog. But Jeff always brought people on his fucking goddamn channel that was, excelling in views, just to let them know, hey man, I support what you do, and I want to get in on this and help expose your channel more. So I'm not understanding why that is a red flag to you guys. I feel like Scott's mad because Jeff ain't reached out to him about doing a collab yet. And I kind of feel like you're mad because of the same thing. That guy named Scott Sternfield, the guy that showed Hussein's transformations, is one of those guys. Sorenfield, I think that's who he was. One of the guys. Anyway, it's a Schoenfield. Yeah, Schoenfield. I think that's what it was. I can't think of his first name. It ain't Scott. Schoenfield. What's his fucking? Anyway, you guys know who I'm fucking talking about. Damn man, what the Mountain Dog's name? John Meadows, the Meadow Row. Fucking Jeff had him on his fucking channel. Come on, man, stop.
Of time and editing into his videos too, and of course doubling down on Instagram and YouTube Shorts over and over too, since those things. Or option B, he was like, I just really don't know. Jeff Nippard is supposedly that stupid, and the Jeff Nippard fanboys think that is the case, because
no, Jeff didn't. He wasn't that stupid. Like you just contradicted yourself. He covered all his bases. He went off the blood work, and the blood work says they're natty. But like Jeff said, there is a chance that they might have taken something we would never know because it didn't show up in the blood work. You gotta go off what you have in front of you. So I think this was the main emphasis of your video that kind of made me want to talk about it, because the same thing I said to Scott, I'm saying to you, Jeff doesn't need attention. He is by far the go-to channel in fitness right now. Not even Jeff Cavalier channel is doing gangbusters like fucking goddamn Jeff Nippard's channel. And Jeff Cavalier is like the head honcho in YouTube fitness. He has 14 million subs. But Jeff hasn't had a 1 million view video in months. Whereas Nippard can upload a video and it's 1 million fucking views by the end of the fucking day. And believe you me, the very next video he uploads, it's gonna fucking knock everybody's dick in the dirt. It might get 10 million views. Because he has a lot more supporters that believe that he was only doing what Jeff always does. But a lot of people think that it was fucked up how they did it. And so I believe that the very next video that Jeff drops, it's going to be gangbusters. I believe that. And if I'm Jeff, I'm keeping my head to the grindstone and just going to do me. Fuck everybody else. And keep doing what I'm doing, whether they like me or not. I'm going to say this, though, and I'm done with this. And then I'm going to wait for John's video drop, and then I'm going to react to that in my next live stream. Hussein should have just shut the fuck up and not said anything about his physique being natural in the first place. He should have pulled a Michael Hearn and just shut the fuck up. Period. See, I don't care if you're natty or not. I'm a natural lifter. I'm going to stay natural. That's just me. I'm not trying to be Mr. Olympia. I'm not trying to be in world elite powerlifting. There's no need for me to get on the fucking sauce. That's what I'm getting at. I'm gonna try my best to stay natural forever because I love my dick and balls. I know eventually over time my dick might stop working, and if that happens, and my testosterone does go down the natural way to where I have to get on Viagra or something, or some TRT just to feel good, that would be the only way. But just to build a physique, no. I do have a mindset to compete in natural bodybuilding come the end of the year, or maybe during the spring of next year. That is my goal, to compete sometime between now and spring. So I'm working my ass off. I'm gonna upload a video today, and it's gonna be a good one. Training video, music video, but training. And I'm back up to pressing 225 for singles. Most of you have been following my channel for a couple years know I sustain a serious cervical and upper thoracic, mainly in my shoulder blade area, scapula area, issue from squatting, because I didn't have my arms up. I had them tucked back. And when you put 365 pounds on an unstable platform like that, not thinking, not being set right, even though you thought you were. You guys know the videos on my channel 2 years ago. This month made 2 years actually. I came up, I got the squat, came up, but that squat with my neck being not here, not in, and weight going down, gravity going down, neck going down. You can just look at the biomechanics. My discs, they all collapse up here from C2 all the way down to like T3. Even though I got that squat because the weight wasn't sitting on my back upright, it was actually sitting on my scapula because my elbows was out like this and not in like this. They was externally rotated, not down like this. So that caused some nerve issues, and I'm just now back up to 225. I did 3 single reps, 1 rep rack, 1 rep rack, 1 rep rack. So I'm getting back up to 225, and I'm 183 pounds now. So that's good. My strength is coming back in the bench press and in the squat. My deadlifting as well. So I've been training my ass off because I want to compete in natural bodybuilding. But even if I build a physique as well as Hussein's, it's not up to me to prove to trolls that I'll never meet that I'm natural. That's let them think what they want to think. That's what's wrong with the internet. You want to please everybody. Fuck people. Fuck them. Let them think. You have these people you'll never fucking meet. Most of them you'll never fucking meet. If they think you're not natural, oh well, whatever helps them sleep at night. You have no reason to defend yourself. If you're doing a natural bodybuilding show, they can do a blood work, and then you can get your own blood work. And then if you want to show your results online, you choose to. Don't send them to Greg. If you want to, you can. To dispel what you can take 1,000,000 blood tests. You will always have some trolls in that 1% that no matter what, you cycled off. It defeats the purpose. You don't have to come clean about shit if you don't want to. You just keep doing you. If Hussein would kept just doing him and not trying to please everybody, this shit wouldn't have happened. Greg is the catalyst on all this shit. That's why he's getting flamed the worst. His booty hole is fucking wider than this motherfucking goddamn canister thing. Is there? Motherfucking wider than that. It's all fucked up. I mean, you can blow air. You can just whoosh. That's what it sounds like. You guys remember Sonic to hit y'all? Was it Sonic and Knuckles when you're going through the oil rig round in the sand and then they shoot? What is that? They shoot all or something out and it goes whoosh. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like some shit like that. It sounds just like that. So, to you future steroid users, whoever decided to go on the sauce, you have no obligation to tell people what the fuck you do online at all. You have no reason to, unless you choose to. To my natural lifters, my YouTube channel will be launching in October. Gonna be some good content coming on the channel. You guys stay tuned for that and stay natural. You guys know that ringtone that from X-Men vs. Street Fighter. No, Marvel's vs. Street Fighter. I got them games down there too. But anyway, that's all I got. I can't wait for the epic conclusion of this because trust me, it's not over yet. There's gonna be some more shit gonna come out. But no hate to Scott, no hate to Revival Fitness. Just my opinion. It seemed like you guys got a hate boner for Jeff. And that's not a good look. The anger should be directed at Greg Doucette and Hussein Farhat. Mainly Greg Doucette. That's Sharmuta. Piece of shit. That's where it needs to go to Greg Doucette. Jeff was doing Jeff Nippard things. Being Jeff Nippard. Period. Hope you guys enjoyed. Being your boy Savar Matner. I'm out, everyone. Peace.